Hi everybody, Chef Seis here, and I'm gonna do mac and cheese today. So a very simple recipe, so you can tweak this out, so I've got a pound of shells here, boiling salted water. So we're gonna get this is kind of like real time how I would start. I'd start the noodles, and then I'm gonna do the roux right now. So roux is the first step. So I've got 1 stick of butter, half a cup of flour, all purpose, going in there. So the butter's melting, it's warm. So basically roux is flour and butter cooked off. So you want to make sure you cook the flour out to get that rawness out. And we're going to do that there. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit because I had it on low. So you want to start higher and then go lower. And basically we're going to cook that out for a little while. Then I'm going to add a pinch of salt to it. Even the cheese is going to have a lot of salt, but you also need a little bit to start with. Like I want to season from the beginning, all layers. Also the salted water, the pasta is very important, so it gets flavor on that as well. And then we're going to work on this in a little bit. Okay, so I've been stirring the butter and the flour together. It's about 5 minutes cooking it. And then we're going to add the liquid, which is half and half, and milk. And so we're going to bring that in there and bring that up. And be careful because when it's coming up, you need it to boil, come up. So in order for the liaison or the thickener, which is the flour, which helps thicken it, to come up and boil and start to activate. So we're going to do that. And that's going to become basically a bechamel, which is a sauce. And that's flour, butter, and milk right now. So this is the beginning of the bechamel. So it's starting to get hot, and as you can see in the, you don't want it to stick, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, but it looked pretty thin before, but now as it's heating up, it needs to heat up a little bit longer, it's gonna get thick like this, so this is what you want. And we're gonna cook that out too. So this is in real time, so the noodles are almost done, or the shells, and we're working this out. So once this comes up, which is about there, I'm gonna add the cheese, which is a mixture. I have some cheddar here, I have some parmigiana, I like that, and a little bit of gruyere too, or type of Swiss. And then we're gonna add that in. So this becomes Mornay sauce, or cheese sauce, basically, melted bechamel. So now it's gonna get thick, so I'm gonna turn it down because it hit the thickening point, and that's gonna go right there. And we're gonna mix that up till it melts in there. And I shut the heat off, we're pretty low right now, and that's what's gonna happen to make mac and cheese. Okay, so I've drained my shells, which are nice and tender. You don't want them too tender because, listen, if you're gonna bake this, which we can show off later, you want them a little bit, not too soft because they'll break apart, but you want them cooked. So I do it while it's still warm because it's gonna absorb some of that cheese sauce. So there it is in all its beauty. So this finished first, and then it has time to go right in there. See, look at that. And we're gonna ooze that right in there. And get all of it out. I love using rubber spatulas on trying to get stuff out because you can hit the bottom. So as when you're constantly stirring, you don't burn this stuff. It's great. And then we're gonna go here. So this is just, you're gonna be your classic mac and cheese, and it's gonna fill inside those shells and cool down. So then you have this. So you can serve it just like that, or you can put it into a container and refrigerate it a little bit before you bake it. And then we can talk about that in a little bit, but this is just want to give you the basic of just some mac and cheese with some shells.